Hello everyone and welcome to the new class of biology. After the previous class we had completed one chapter which was on the basis of heredity and evolution. This is a new chapter, chapter 15, our environment. This chapter and the very next chapter we will read the lessons uh, through voice that I am saying. One by one we will just read through the lines because it is completely theory and there is nothing much in detail to be taught. We can just read the sentences and go through whatever it is being explained. Okay. The notes of this chapter from now onwards, it's every day, it's the homework for every day, that the notes of whatever we are teaching, whatever we are studying, the notes you have to write on your own. You have to write the notes on your own. You have to write the notes by yourself. Okay. So now let's get started about the chapter our environment. So we have heard the word environment, right? We all know what an environment is. Our elders who had lived one before us tell us that it is not what is used to be earlier. That actually many of your parents, many of your grandparents also tell you that what we have seen earlier is not seen today. And also some others say that we should work in a healthy environment, and some others depict that global summit are involved between countries of developing and developed nations. They discuss about environmental issues. So everything which comes under this scenario are discussed about the thing environment. Also there are specific cyclic processes that takes place in our environment, like nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, water cycle, which takes one form from another. So this all happens in our environment, right? So what is actually the environment, or what is this meaning of this particular terminology environment? So environment means nothing but an area where we live or where we can survive. That's the best word I think we can use here. Areas where we survive are known as actually by the name environment. Areas where we survive are actually known as environment. Okay. Now, what happens when we add to our waste to the environment? On the daily basis, we throw waste from one area to another area, from our surroundings to different other surroundings, from one place to another place. We just throw our waste to the environment. Whether we live in that area, whether we don't live in that area, doesn't matter, but we are actually throwing waste from one area to another area. So what happens in that process if we are throwing this particular waste from one place to another place? There will be very much problems in the situation in such scenarios. Okay. See, there are some specific actions that takes place in our body. Like in the chapter life processes, we had studied about digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, circulatory system. That was the main four topics that we had studied in that chapter. So we know that the food that we eat, whatever food we eat, it is digested by various enzymes in our body. Means we have this various food converted, means enzymes, the some chemicals that helps our food to be broken into smaller particles. We had these enzymes in our body. So these enzymes are actually nothing but they are sometimes specific in action. Means for some particular thing they need a particular enzyme. Like for example, we have this saliva. Saliva means the liquid that is found in our mouth. So if we have to break the saliva in our mouth into very very small particle, there is a need of a enzyme which is known as salivary amylase, so that the saliva can convert the food, whatever food we eat, starch into smaller substance which is known as glucose, right? Similarly, for several other processes also we need this enzymes. Now, the specific enzymes are needed for the breakdown of a particular substance. So if you have to break a particular substance in our body, like the food particles, could be the fat, could be carbohydrate, could be protein, anything. If you have to break such substances in our body so that it can be used very it can be absorbed very easily, they need some specific enzymes. And that for that purpose we will not get any energy that if we try to eat coal. It's actually a mockery over us. Because of this, many human made materials like plastic will not be broken down by the action of bacteria or other saprophytes. Which they mean to say is that for our digestion process, which is found in our body, we have these enzymes present in our body. But in case of environment, if there are plastics present in the environment, the bacteria or waste decomposing smaller microorganisms cannot or might not decompose such bacteria. But recently there was a discovery by our Indian scientists, I don't know of which university, they had found this plastic eating bacteria. I believe that it is some university around Noida. They had discovered a plastic eating bacteria which can survive even on plastic. Okay, now if these materials, the plastic, if they suppose are acted upon in higher uh, uh, processes, physical processes like heat, pressure, then in such conditions they can stay for longer time, right? So we know one thing from this for sure, that those substances that are broken down by biological processes are known as biodegradable substances. Biodegradable substances. So what are biodegradable substances? Substances that can be broken by biological processes. Like for example, digestion process. Food can be broken by digestion process. Simple enzymes are just needed for that. Or you can say food waste which are present in an open environment can be decomposed by bacteria or any other microorganism. That is also a biodegradable substance. And that which cannot be decomposed, or that which cannot be broken into smaller particles, are known as non biodegradable substances. Such type of substance are known as non biodegradable substances. I hope it's very clear to you, right? Now, one common and important thing that we must understand in this particular topic is the ecosystem of our area. So what is actually an ecosystem, or how does it belong to our area? So I hope you understood what is biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. So when you write the topic biodegradable substances, or when you write the notes about biodegradable substances, write minimum 5 examples of biodegradable substances, also 5 examples of non biodegradable substances. Also you have to write 5 examples. Clear? Okay. So what is now the next topic is ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? We all know that all organisms, plants, animals, microorganisms, human beings, also some physical surroundings like water, air, or sand, or soil, all these come under a particular balance in our nature. And there is a fact also that all these organisms depend upon each other. Some plants are dependent upon animals. Plants definitely are dependable upon animals. Suppose they are smaller animals, these smaller animals are dependent upon bigger animals. This chain continues. Plants depend upon physical nature like water, soil, air, all this physical nature plants depend upon. So this dependency or between organisms this interaction between organisms where all interacting organisms in an area together with the non-living constituents of the environment form an ecosystem. So what is an ecosystem? It is an interacting environment or an interaction of the organism with the non-living substances, or you can say biotic interaction with non-biotic components. Now you will get confused, what is this biotic and what is this non-biotic substances. Biotic substances are nothing but those are living things. Those are living things, they are biotic substances. And those are non-living things, those are non-living things, they are non-biotic substances. Living things means plants, animals, human beings, birds, all these come under living things or biotic components. Non-biotic components: air, water, land, sunlight, rain, forest, not plants, forest. All these are coming under non-living components or non-abiotic components or abiotic components. So ecosystem, it is clearly given also here the definition, another one definition. Ecosystem consists of biotic components which has this living organisms present in them, and abiotic components or non-biotic components which has this physical factors like temperature, rainfall, wind, soil, minerals, land, water, all this comes under non-biotic components. Okay, suppose it's given with the help of an example. Let's see with the help of an example. Suppose if you have a garden, suppose you have a garden in your house, there will be different type of plants, like there will be grass, there will be different type of trees, there will be flower possessing plants like rose, jasmine, sunflower. There might be some small animals present in them like frog, insect, birds. So all these living organisms definitely grow by interacting with each other. Their growth, their reproduction, their all activities are also affected by this abiotic component, because for any living organism to live, to survive in an ecosystem, it needs a abiotic substance. For our survival, for our existence, human beings need water, human beings need land, human beings needs air to survive, right? In the similar way, these non-living components are being used by the living components. Okay, so it is a garden ecosystem. Similarly, there are several type of ecosystems like forest ecosystem, there will be pond ecosystem, there will be lake ecosystem, there will be sea ecosystem, there will be several type of these ecosystems. So these all are actually natural ecosystem. So these all are actually natural ecosystem. What are the natural ecosystems? Forest, uh, garden, pond, lake, sea, these are natural ecosystem. And what about man-made ecosystem? If there is something naturally made, then definitely man will also try its luck in it. So there could be some man-made ecosystems also, like field laboratory, botanical laboratory, or physical or zoological laboratory. So they also come under man ecosystems or man-made ecosystem, where it is made by man. Natural ecosystem is made by nature. So here we studied some basic things like substances are of two types: biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. As I told, 5 examples each you have to write. Then we studied about abiotic and biotic components. Biotic components. We studied about the types of ecosystem now. Ecosystems types. Natural ecosystem where forest, sea, pond, lake comes, and man-made ecosystem where crop field and laboratory comes. Right. So that's all for today. You have to write the notes of this chapter your own as I told you. So If you didn't understood any of the concepts, just ask it again or comment in the comment box. And if you are understanding the concepts, just like it, like the video. So that's all. Thank you and have a nice day.